Hi everyone. Oh great, I've got a voice, brilliant. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay. I have to warn you now, before I actually start talking, that this is going to be a bit of audience participation. So whenever I say to you, please put your hands up, I would like you to please put your hands up. Okay, does everybody know that action? Okay, let's just have a rehearsal, okay? Please put your hands up. Okay, now please put your hand down. Okay, perfect. Right, so I'm Naomi Richards, and I'm a life coach for children. Does anybody know what that is?
Is it where you run for charity?
Sorry, for charity?
Is it where you run for charity?
It's not where I run for charity. Anybody got another idea? You have to really shout loud. What was that? What did you say? No? Okay, let's ask down the front here. Yes.
Empowering children to be their best.
Very clever. Oh yes, the top right. I empower children to be their best. Very clever. Okay, so yes, I am. I'm a life coach for children. I do empower children to be their best. What do is I help children with any problems that they've got, and I help them find solutions to those problems. Normally they have problems at home or at school, but today I've taken the day off. And I've taken the day off to be with you and also talk about you can be whoever you want to be and that anything is possible. Now we're going to talk about dreams coming true. Who believes in dreams? Put your hands up, please. Okay, so not even half, maybe half. Okay, well I believe that dreams really do come true. And I'm going to start off by telling you a story. And this is a story about me, okay? Because I haven't always been a life coach for children. I was something else before, okay? I wasn't a frog or a tortoise or anything else. I was still a human being, but I was something before. So when I left school, I never really know what I wanted to be. Okay, I left school, I became a travel agent. I worked for a newspaper, I worked in a clothes shop, I worked for a telephone company, I worked in a school, I worked for a bank. And all those jobs were fun, but I didn't really think that I'd found my thing. So one day, about 10 years ago, I sat down and I thought, what would my dream job look like? Now, does anybody know what their dream job would look like? What would you say? An engineer. Beautician.
Army.
Work in the army.
Game
Game developer, wow.
developer.
A boarder.
A
A
builder.
builder, sorry, boarder. Surfboarder, maybe? Yes.
Policeman.
A policeman. Anybody else? Boarder. Builder. Football. Oh, wow, football, okay. Footballer.
Nurse.
Nurse. Okay, let's have a quick ask over here. Yes. Doctor. Wow.
Cricket man.
A what?
Cricket man. Cricket man.
Oh, okay. Didn't hear.
Cricket.
Cricket. Work. Okay. Playing cricket. Two more.
Web designer.
Web designer.
Game designer.
Games designer. Okay, so very, very, very varied. Okay, so I wanted a job, and I think you'll probably feel the same, is where you jump out of bed in the morning and you think, yay, I can't wait to get to work. Yeah? Not one of those kind of people that hides under their duvets and thinks, oh gosh, I've got to go to work today, don't really want to do that. And so I wrote a long list of things that I was good at, and I realized one of the things I was good at was helping children with their problems. I had lots and lots of crazy ideas and solutions to problems, and I thought maybe, just maybe, I could turn that into a job. Okay, now remember, this is about anything is possible, and I want you to keep on thinking about anything is possible. So children quite like me, I quite like children, and I also had experience of working with children as well. So I started talking to my friends about, God, there's lots of screaming going on. I started talking to my friends about my idea to become a life coach for children, and I started to share my dream with other people. Now, some of those people said, wow, that's amazing. We really like the sound of that. You know, good for you, Naomi. And there were other people who said, don't be so silly. You can't do that. There's no such thing as a life coach for children. Okay, and who'd want to talk to you? Why would children want to talk to you about their problems? But you know what I did? Can anybody have a guess what I did? Starts down the back here. Yep. I did what I wanted to do, okay? I decided to ignore them, and I decided to follow my dream. Does anybody think that's a good idea? Put your hands up if you think it's a good idea. Put your hands down. Who thinks it's a really terrible idea? One person at the back. Okay. So I was quite excited, and I couldn't stop talking about my idea. Okay. I was excited about my idea, and I couldn't stop talking about it. I was scared, and I didn't know if my idea was going to work. Now, has anybody had a birthday party? They've decided they want a birthday party that's a little bit different. Yeah? And they're not quite sure whether the people that they've invited are going to like it and they're going to enjoy it, and they don't actually know if it's going to work. Has anybody ever done that? So quite a few. Okay, so you're a little bit kind of nervous because you don't really know how the party's going to go, do you? Okay, well, it was a bit like that. But I ignored the butterflies in my tummy, and 9 years on, I'm really lucky enough to be doing what I'm doing, my dream job, and I'm happy that I didn't listen to the people around me. Now, I believe that I could really do this job and help children with their problems. One thing I had to have is I had to have self-belief. And I think with self-belief and a lot of hard work, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, does anybody believe in that? If you work hard, yeah, you can possibly reach your dream? Cool. So I think that it's important not to listen to anything that everybody says to you all the time. Be selective. But I also want you to think about anything is possible, and I want you to remember that. Now, I want to share another story with you. Now, this is a lady who kept on going, doing what she loved doing. Now, I'm going to mention a name. I really don't think you're going to have heard of her. Is anybody, I doubt it actually, maybe I won't mention it, J.K. Rowling? Yeah. Oh, right, okay, so a few of you had heard of J.K. Rowling. Well, she wrote the Harry Potter books, didn't she? Well, you know what? She very nearly didn't. She wrote the book and she gave it to a publisher. The publisher looked at it and said, nah, nobody would want to read that. I'm not going to publish it. So she thought, okay, so I've tried one publisher. Maybe I should do something different. Maybe I'll go and give my book to a literary agent. Now, can you just show me if you know what a literary agent is before I explain it? Okay. A literary agent is somebody who will take your book and take it around to publishers and see if they will print your book for you. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So this literary agent, just wait a minute. Okay, so this literary agent took her book. Now, he wasn't quite sure about it, so he gave it to two people. He gave it to a work colleague of his, and he also gave it to his 8-year-old son. And he gave it to them both to read to see what they thought. What happened is the 8-year-old son and their work colleague came back and said, we love it. So J.K. Rowling was like, yippee, I've got an agent. Okay, now I just need to find a publisher who will print my book. Now, the agent sent it to 12 different publishers, okay? And every single one of them said, no, they weren't interested. Now, what do you think J.K. Rowling could have done? Do you want to shout? Give up. She could have given up. But do you know what? She didn't. And the 13th publisher that they sent it to said yes. Now, can you imagine if they'd have said no? And nobody had heard of Harry Potter? Can you imagine how bad life would be without Harry Potter and all the books to read and all the films to see? Yeah? It would be a great shame, wouldn't it? Okay. So, okay, fine. Okay, so before I mention how I got down to where I was, and I mentioned that I wrote down what I like doing to understand a bit more about who I am and who I want to be, who knows what they like doing? Do they like doing football? Do they like netball? Do they like running? Do they like making cakes? Okay, so quite a few of you. I think it's really important to recognize what you like doing and what you're good at. It can help you feel good about yourself, and it can help you with your friendships and getting along with others. Can I suggest that if you don't know what you like doing, at some stage over the next few days, you write down a list of what you like doing and what you're good at, okay? And I also want you to think about what you're not good at as well, okay? And I want you to start thinking that you can't be good at everything, okay? You may be good at playing football, or doing cartwheels. You may be good at making friends or really good at maths, okay? You should know what your skills are, okay? And that's what's great about today, is that you can try lots and lots of things today and think, oh yeah, I really like that, or I'm really good at that. Okay, and enjoy them. Don't keep your skills hidden away. Now, who thinks they have a skill that their friends don't know about? Who's been keeping a skill quiet? You have. What skill? Actually, you were keeping it quiet until now. Yes, what was it? Engineer. Okay. Does anybody have something that they do at home that they haven't really shared? What is it? Pardon? I can't hear. Origami. Okay, that's a good one. I think if you're good at something, then you should share it with other people. When you talk about something that you love, other people want to be a part of what you're doing. For example, origami or playing the piano. Tell people what you do, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of sharing those with them, because for instance, if you're good at playing the piano and you play it, other people might be interested in what you're doing and might enjoy listening and also say, you know what? Why can't you teach me a bit of piano? Yeah? Everybody get that? Okay. So don't be afraid to share your dreams. I dreamt of writing a book, and I actually did it. I did it because I started telling people that I wanted to write a book, and then somebody said, I know a publisher, and they put me in touch with a publisher, and then I wrote it. And also standing up here on stage, the organizer found me on the internet because I was saying, I really want to talk to some primary school children, and I'd really like to be at a great exhibition and show. Okay, so here I am today. It's actually happened, hasn't it? Because I was talking about it. So keep sharing your dreams and keep talking about what you want. Finally, I want to mention this, as I think it's something that many children and adults struggle with, and that is, like who you are so others will do the same. Think about kind of qualities you have, okay? Are you kind? Are you polite? Are you helpful? Can people trust you with their secrets? What do your friends like about you? These kind of things are really important skills to have, as well as the practical ones like writing stories or creating works of art. Another thing that can be hard to do is to acknowledge when you do something well. Okay, if you do something well, who gives themselves a pat on the back? Does anybody go, yeah, well done me, I did a great job, woohoo? Who does that? Not many. Okay, I would like you, after today, when you do something so good, I want you to pat yourself on the back, either physically, or actually go, you know what, I did a really good job, or I did the best that I could, okay? Can everybody give that a go after today? Yeah? Cool. All right. You should be your own biggest fan when you achieve anything, okay? No matter how big or small, okay? Every success should be celebrated. I got here today and I got here on time, okay? I didn't miss my train. And you know what? I actually celebrated that, okay? So I got here on time to be here. I think the last thing I want to mention is whatever you do, be confident and try new things. I think if we don't try new things, we'll never know whether we're good at something or whether we like it. Now, can any of you ride a bike? Put your hands up if you ride a bike. Okay. What was it like when you started riding a bike? Did you just get on it and just ride? Who just got on the bike and rode? Put your hands down. Who got on the bike, wobbled and fell off quite a few times? Okay, so about half and half. Okay. What did you learn? Did you learn that you need to keep on persevering and need to keep trying? Or did you think, you know what, this isn't for me, I want to give up. Ugh, who cares if I don't ever learn to ride a bike? Who thinks, I don't care if I ever learn how to ride a bike? Somebody's being pointed at the back there. Don't think it's good to nominate your friends. Okay, who thinks it's a good idea to kind of, yeah, let's keep going and let's persevere? Perfect. Good. Okay, you may not get it, and you may not like it first time, but if you continue with the new thing and keep practicing, you may love it and you may be amazing at it. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit of a secret here, okay? I can't cook to save my life, okay? I'm really bad at cooking. But just recently, I've started to bake cakes and biscuits because that's the only thing that I feel like I might be okay at. And last week, I made chocolate brownies and chocolate chip cookies, okay? I didn't poison anybody, okay? They were quite delicious, But I learnt something from that, and the thing I learnt was actually, it's quite enjoyable, and I actually might do it again. Yeah? So I'm going to start. I'm going to carry on making stuff now. So my advice to you is to try lots of things and don't give up. And today there's a lot going on in the show. I dare you to try something new. Okay? Who would be willing to try something new today? Brilliant. Okay. Have a great rest of the day, and thank you ever so much for coming to hear me talk.